So James, what are the differences between annuals and perennials?
Well, an annual crop lives for one season and then it's done. Its life cycle is over. As with a perennial, at the end of the season it goes dormant and will actually come back the next season. So these crops can live for anywhere from 10 to 100 years.
Okay, what are some of the advantages of using perennial food crops?
Well, the advantages are obvious. I mean, perennial crops they take care of themselves. Because they grow for so long, they are adapted to have these extensive rhizome networks or root networks. These systems of roots go really deep in the ground to find water, to find minerals that they bring up to the plant. So they're less dependent on supplemental irrigation and they're less dependent on fertilizers because they meet those needs themselves. These plants also have less problems with competition from other short-lived annuals because their roots are so deep in the ground.
Is there any added advantage to using natives?
Well, yeah, I mean, with natives, you have a crop that's been growing in this climate for hundreds or thousands of years, so it's well adapted. It is used to these temperatures, this type of precipitation, this type of soil, just the overall climate. So growing a crop that's been growing here, like let's think of a native crop, blackberries or Chickasaw plums, those crops already know how to grow really well in Oklahoma versus using some exotic species which might not be as well adapted. And what that looks like is more water, more chemicals, more pampering.
So what kinds of maintenance then can you expect using perennial food crops?
Well, it really just depends on your site and the plant you're using, but at the most you'd be looking at occasionally pruning the plant, which always isn't actually necessary. So little to no maintenance. Again, these plants really do take care of themselves. Not to mention that all the services they provide for us. They not only take care of themselves, but they also provide loads of biomass like leaves that can be used as free mulch or free compost. Many of these varieties are providing us with fruit that's edible. They provide habitat for wildlife, and the list goes on and on.
So then, are all landscapes suitable for these types of systems?
Well, I think most people imagine a perennial food crop to be a humongous apple tree or something like that. And the truth is that's not what it's limited to. You know, on a small urban lot, you can have bush plants of raspberries, bush cherries, bush hazelnuts. So it really just depends on your site and what type of plants you want to grow, but I believe anyone could implement some form of perennial food onto their property.